10. So let's start with that first. Let's get 10 minutes on the clock here. Here we go. Next 10 minutes, uninterrupted basketball talk of what just happened yesterday in the NBA. So here we go, 10 minutes on the clock, and the 10 minutes start right now. Alrighty, just a handful of games on in the NBA last night. We had one bet going, Timberwolves -3. Man, oh man, Brandon Ingram was absolutely clutch last night. Unfortunately, could not get that win. But here we go. Let's start with game number 1. Thunder at the Wizards, and the Wizards get a nice win here, 122-118 over the Thunder last night. Kyle Kuzma getting it done, 29 points, led the team in scoring. Alrighty, so now Kyle Kuzma is kind of officially a little bit back. He started out strong this season. First kind of 2-3 weeks of the season with the Wizards being the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference during that time. Then not just Kyle Kuzma, but a lot of players took a little bit of a 2 to 3 week slump. Even some teams and players, 2 to 3 week slump in kind of the last month, a little bit of a dip. But now all these kind of teams that were great in the first kind of 3-4 weeks of the season are right back up to kind of where they were. So shout out to Kyle Kuzma's getting back into it. We'd love to see that. 29 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. He shot 70% last night. Jeez Louise. No Bradley Beal last night, and they are still able to get a win and put up 122 points. That's pretty impressive. We have KCP filling in at the 2 for Bradley Beal, 16 points. Spencer Dinwiddie at the 1, 22 points, 10 assists. And then Corey Kispert at the 3, filling in 12 points, 3 assists, and 5 rebounds. Some solid production coming off the bench. Montrezl Harrell, who we can always rely on, 12 points, 7 rebounds in 24 minutes. And then Davis Bertans, 9 points on 3 of 7 from the 3. And then for the Thunder team, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Luguentz-Dort both playing. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander last night, 32 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds. And then Luguentz-Dort, 17 points on 2 of 7 from the 3. He had 5 rebounds as well. Josh Giddey, 18 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. So this is kind of the Thunder big 3 here. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luguentz-Dort, and Josh Giddey. But, we know they're just a little bit lackluster overall. This isn't, we know big 3s in this league of LeBron, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook. With the Bulls, that big 4 of DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball, and Vucevic down low. This big 3, if we can even really call it that for the Thunder, is probably, the worst big 3 in the league that there is. We need Dort to be way more consistent. We need Josh Giddey to, continue to get better. And Shai, he's obviously the best player for this Thunder team, just unfortunately cannot carry it all by himself. This Thunder team had great contribution from the bench last night as well. Darius Bazley, 14 points, 9 rebounds, fantastic. We had Trey Mann, 11 points in 22 minutes off the bench. And then Ty Jerome, 12 points in 14 minutes off the bench. But Wizards get it done down late, down the stretch, win 122-118. Alrighty, next game up here is the Suns and the Raptors, and so impressive by the Raptors last night, folks. Kept it close, competitive, taking some leads in the second half, but the Suns, they close it out in the fourth quarter. They close it out in the second half of the game here and win 99-95. Now, big shout out to this Raptors team for keeping it close. Fred VanVleet, 21 points, 5 assists. OG Anunoby, 25 points, and Pascal Siakam, 22 points, 7 assists, and 7 rebounds. They were without a couple of players last night, the Raptors, no Scotty Barnes, and they were still able to be competitive and keep it close against one of the best teams in the league, the Phoenix Suns. And then Chris Boucher off the bench, 13 points, 16 rebounds, fantastic. But the Suns, they get it done. There's some clutch players on the Suns team, like we know. And they were able to just to be more consistent in that fourth quarter. So for the Suns last night, everybody got it done for the starters last night. Chris Paul, 15 points, 5 steals, and 12 assists. Devin Booker, 16 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. DeAndre Ayton down low, 16 points, 9 rebounds. Jay Crowder, 19 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. He shot 5 of 11 from the 3. And then McCall Bridges, 12 points and 3 rebounds. All of them collectively got it done. Nothing great off the bench. The leading scorer off the bench was Jalen Smith with 7 points. JaVale McGee, a little bit of a little disappointment last night down low coming off the bench here. Nothing great, 13 minutes, 4 points and 3 rebounds. But the Suns hang in there, dogfight to the end, and the Suns end up winning 99-95. All right, then we get the Pistons at the Bulls, and the Bulls absolutely demolish this team, folks. This Bulls team wins 133-87. 133-87, folks. An absolutely destruction for this Bulls team last night, and everybody was playing. Everybody was getting it done for this Bulls team because they won by like 50 points last night, folks. DeMar DeRozan only played 26 minutes because they were just dominating. 20 points, 7 assists, 12 rebounds. Vucevic down low, 22 points, 8 rebounds. Zach LaVine only 10 points. Zach LaVine only scored 10 points, shot 30%, and they still put up 133 points. This Bulls team, folks, this Bulls team, sheesh, yes, jeez. Zach LaVine, 10 points, 7 assists, 9 rebounds. Lonzo Ball, 18 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. And then Derrick Jones Jr. in the starting lineup only played 13 minutes, though. Unfortunate. This was the time where a lot of people were playing, and they still only give Derrick Jones Jr. 13 minutes in the starting lineup. We don't really love that, but once again, we just need Derrick Jones Jr. to be something in this league. Something. He's got a little bit of greatness in everything: athleticism, speed, shooting, rebounding, assisting, passing, defense, all that. But it's just nothing that he's kind of known for, right? So Derrick Jones Jr., 6 points, 2 rebounds. He shot only 3 shots, shot 100% from the 3, 2 of 2 from the 3. So it's just all solid by Derrick Jones Jr. And then off the bench, man, everybody was playing out here. We had Ayo Dosunmu, 10 points. We have Kobe White, 13 points, 3 assists. We have Troy Brown Jr., 7 points, 6 steals, 5 assists, 7 rebounds. Tony Bradley, 5 points, 7 rebounds. Alfonso McKinney, 10 points. Matt Thomas, 10 points. So everybody playing last night for the Bulls because this Pistons team, gosh dang, is not good. Leading scorer was Josh Jackson, coming off the bench with 16 points. Second leading scorer was Sadiq Bey with 14 points. Third leading scorer was Isaiah Stewart with 11 points. Does that sound like any team that wins consistently? Of course not. Bulls get the huge win, 133-87. And then, man, oh man, let's talk about this next game up here. Warriors at the Grizzlies, and man, oh man, Ja Morant. Oh my gosh, folks. Ja Morant is the greatest player in the NBA as of right now, and there is no debate. So gosh dang consistent, beating the best teams in the league. The Grizzlies just beat the Warriors last night, 116-108. Ja Morant, 29 points, led the team in scoring, 8 assists, led the team in assisting, getting it done, 47% on 23 shots. I'll take that. Desmond Bane last night, 11 points. Jaren Jackson Jr., 13 points, 11 rebounds. Still, once again, some players out here. When was the last time this Grizzlies team was at full strength? Like the first game of the season, game number 1, that's when they were at full strength. But it doesn't matter because they are still winning games out here with Ja Morant, without Ja Morant. Now, we love Ja Morant, folks. Ja Morant is absolutely fantastic, but this team is so well coached and so deep that, a couple of games here and there, they can make it work without Ja Morant. Now, we still want Ja Morant out there. He's still great. He still elevates his team with his athleticism, his big play shot making, his great passing, and all that. So it's, we're not knocking Ja Morant by saying, hey, they're still winning without him, okay? This Grizzlies team currently the 4th seed in the Western Conference. They are on a 10-game winning streak. It is so gosh dang impressive. And now this Grizzlies team is starting to kind of crack that top 3. They're just about a half a game out from taking the 3rd seed. They're about 3 games out from the 2 seed, and they're about 4 games out from that number 1 seed. So watch out for the Grizzlies. Remember, about like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, we were saying, all right, the Grizzlies, they're trying to, they're not quite there of cracking the top 3 of, the Suns, Warriors, Jazz. We really kind of counted them at like tier 1 teams in the Western Conference, but this Grizzlies team is starting to crack that, folks. Big shout out to everybody on this Grizzlies team getting it done. We have Zaire Williams, 17 points. And then off the bench, Brandon Clark, 14 points, 9 rebounds. And Tyus Jones, 17 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. Just so gosh dang deep. They should be called the Chicago Grizzlies for so... Jeez, I messed up the joke. Should we even say it now? This team should be called the Chicago Grizzlies for how deep they are, folks. No? Like their pizza? Yes? All right, and then they beat the Warriors last night. That is our 10 minutes, but we still got 2 games to talk over, so let's keep going here. For the Warriors last night, Steph Curry, 27 points, 10 assists, 10 rebounds, a triple-double for the kid, but he shot 2 of 9 from the 3. Klay Thompson still a little bit on minutes restrictions out here, only played 19 minutes game 1, still 19 minutes here in game 2, so they're kind of keeping him under 20 here. 14 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. He was a plus 17 on the floor during those 20 minutes. So let's not panic on this Warriors team. They're still getting Klay Thompson acclimated. The man has not played an NBA game in 2 years, folks. It's going to take him a little bit here. So when Klay Thompson is on the floor, plus 17, gosh dang, that's gosh dang good. Absolutely. Everybody else in the starting lineup was in minus territory. Still no Draymond Green last night, so Juan Toscano Anderson filling in at the 4, and he only played 7 minutes last night. Andrew Wiggins, a little bit lackluster, only 13 points. Really could have used him a little bit more in the scoring department. And off the bench, we had Gary Payton with a nice 13 points. Jordan Poole, 12 points off the bench as well, only 1 of 6 from the 3 and 27% shooting from the field. So Warriors, they really just need Klay Thompson out there for 30-plus minutes every single night, but it's going to take a little bit to get there. Grizzlies get the win, 116-108. All right, here we go. Next game up here, Timberwolves at the Pelicans. This was our bet last night. Timberwolves -3, and it was looking like it could have hit. Tie game with about 3 seconds left, 125-125. But man, oh man, after a timeout, Brandon Ingram gets the pass here. Look at this. Valanciunas gets the inbound pass. He passes it to Brandon Ingram, and Brandon Ingram with a deep 3, tied at 125, game-winning 3 right there. Brandon Ingram for the Pelicans, and they, I don't know about a big upset. It is a little upset because, the Timberwolves were favored last night, but Pelicans, Brandon Ingram, game-winning 3. Valanciunas with the pass, Brandon Ingram with the score. We know these are their 2 best players on this team, and they touch the ball. The 2 best players touch the ball on the last possession, and they win the game. Alrighty, so let's start here with the Pelicans. Valanciunas, 13 points, 5 assists, 12 rebounds. Brandon Ingram, 33 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds. He shot 6 of 7 from the 3, folks. Absolutely amazing night last night. And then we had Josh Hart with 21 big old points as well, 5 assists and 9 rebounds. This starting lineup truly got it done last night. Devontae Graham at the 1, 11 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. And then Herbert Jones to round out the starters at the 3, 14 big old points. And then love seeing Jackson Hayes out there, folks. 13 points on 100% shooting. Absolutely love it. We'll love to see Jackson Hayes way more involved in this offense like we saw last night. So we'll see if this is a trend in the right direction for the Pelicans. It did result in a win, so we should be seeing this a lot more. And then for the Timberwolves, man, oh man, they just give up the big shot, the big 3 last night. Karl Anthony Towns, 26 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds. Anthony Edwards, 28 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. And D'Angelo Russell, 18 points, 10 assists. So once again, the big 3 get it done here. Patrick Beverley at the 2, 10 points, 3 steals, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. And then Jared Vanderbilt to round out the starters at the 4, 8 points, 3 steals, and 5 rebounds. Malik Beasley, a fantastic 18 points coming off the bench here on 6 of 8 from the 3, but unfortunately Brandon Ingram plays spoiler to a solid Timberwolves performance, hits that game-winning 3, and the Pelicans win by 3, 128-125. All right, and then the last game of the night here, Nuggets at the Clippers. Clippers come back from 25 down, take a 2-point lead. Then we have Jokic out here running the floor down to 87-85 with 5 seconds left. He takes a 3-pointer. I don't love the shot here. It does not go. Aaron Gordon gets the rebound, has a little bit of a putback, and that does not go. So Aaron Gordon is not reliable like we know offensively, and Jokic Jokic just taking kind of a run and gun, way deep three, not the best shot. So once again, reaffirming no viability, no bettability, no believability in this Nuggets team. They couldn't even keep a 25-point lead against a Clippers team without Paul George. This Nuggets team is not good, folks. Jokic is good by himself, but that's really it. Let's start here with the Clippers. They need Paul George back, but they are finding ways to kind of be competitive without him, so we still give him a little bit of credit. Reggie Jackson last night, 13 points, 4 assists. Amir Coffey, 18 points. He actually led the team in scoring, 4 steals, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. And then we have Marcus Morris, 12 big old points. And off the bench, Eric Bledsoe, 11 points, 9 assists, fantastic. And Terrence Mann, 13 big old points. Now this Nuggets team, Aaron Gordon finally had a huge offensive performance. He took 16 shots, which was the highest taken by anybody on the team last night. He put up 30 points, 12 rebounds, but they still lose, and they still, as a team, only put up 85 points. That is such lackluster overall in point totals. Did we just tell you the Bulls put up 133? That's 50 more points than what the Nuggets did last night. So when Aaron Gordon has his best game of his Nuggets career, they still lose, and Jokic can only score 21 points, and then nobody else can score any points because those two players are taking all the shots and scoring all the points. There's no ball movement here, there's no flow here, because the two most ball dominant players on this team are the bigs, Aaron Gordon and Jokic. So it's just all not working out here for this Nuggets team. It's super unfortunate, but we know that this is what this team is this year. It's unfortunate. So Aaron Gordon, 30 points on 68% shooting. It was really great, but once again, it doesn't result into a win. So what are we supposed to make of it? Nothing great. We had Jokic last night, 21 points, 8 assists, 13 rebounds. That was fantastic, but once again, does not result into a win. And then just nobody else getting anything meaningful done. So, Nuggets lose by 2, blow a 25-point lead. Clippers get the win at home, 87-85. Alrighty, that was all the NBA from last night. Let's see if there's any great value tonight in the NBA with tons of games on here. So let's quickly go through the value and see if we can make a little bit of money on tonight's NBA. So here we go. First game up here, Hornets at the 76ers. All right, now this game's good to go. No back-to-back, no back-to-back series, anything like that. So here we go. Hornets plus 5.5. 76ers minus 5.5 here. For the Hornets, Kelly Oubre Jr. is still out. And for the 76ers, Seth Curry, game time decision, and Tobias Harris, a game time decision. But we get Tyrese Maxey back, so that's all great. 76ers has been blowing out teams here as of recently, which is great. And this Hornets team, yeah, they just came off of a solid win there against the Bucks at home. But once again, the Bucks a little bit shorthanded. So 76ers minus 5.5 here. Seeming like pretty solid value. We know the Hornets are pretty solid, but, not having Kelly Oubre Jr., their offensive production is going to come down a little bit, and Lonzo Ball is going to have to, LaMelo Ball, is going to have to step it up a little bit more offensively. So 76ers minus 5.5, pretty solid value. We won't lock it in officially just quite yet. We've got a lot of other action here, so we'll see if we like anything a little bit better, but we will keep the 76ers minus 5.5 in mind. Next game up here, Celtics at the Pacers. This game is a back-to-back series, so we are staying away from it. They just faced each other on Monday, and the Celtics get the close win there. Celtics, Pacers, both trash. No good teams there. No bettability on any of these teams. Celtics minus 2.5, Pacers plus 2.5. We are truly staying away from this game. All right, next game up here, Magic at the Wizards. Now, this is a back-to-back series, and the Wizards just played last night, so truly staying away from this one. Magic plus 6, Wizards minus 6. All right, then we get the Mavericks at the Knicks here. All righty, this is going to be an interesting game. What is this Mavericks team truly made of? We think they're kind of turning a corner a little bit. 7-3 on the last 10, 6-game winning streak. Luka Doncic getting it done. And for this Knicks team, absolutely trash guard play. So Mavericks minus 2, Knicks plus 2. I think I'm loving the Mavericks minus 2. Let's see who's all in and out here. Willie Cauley-Stein out for the Mavericks. Kristaps Porzingis out for the Mavericks, but Kristaps Porzingis has been out for the Mavericks, and they are still getting nice offensive production and winning and being competitive against good teams. And for this Knicks team, Derrick Rose out, Taj Gibson game time decision, Kemba Walker game time decision, Nerlens Noel a game time decision. So once again, their guard play is going to be a little lackluster, not having Derrick Rose coming off the bench. If Kemba Walker doesn't go, then Evan Fournier has to pick it up. But I'm going to believe in this Mavericks team, folks. I think they are turning a corner, where this Knicks team, they are just so stagnant of below mediocre, folks. Yes, RJ Barrett has a good game. I think he's coming off of 2 really good performances, but is he going to be able to make it 3? And are they going to be able to win when he's having a great performance? So Mavericks -2, folks. Loving the value there. Yes, sir. All right, here we go. Next game, Heat at the Hawks. Heat +2.5. Hawks -2.5 here for the Heat. Markieff Morris out. Jimmy Butler out. Bam Adebayo still out. For the Hawks, we get Clint Capella game time decision and Cam Reddish a game time decision. Definitely need both of those 2 players to play for this Hawks team, but we know this Heat team, they're all dogs. +2.5 there. Seems like decent value, but we are going to stay away from it overall. Let's see what this Hawks team is truly. 3-7 in their last 10, a little skid, where we know this Heat team, they're competitive regardless of who's in the lineup. So we're going to stay away from this one. Hawks at home may be able to kind of rejuvenate themselves here, and, no great value either way. So we will stay away from it. Heat +2 though. If you like the Heat, folks, I would say bet the Heat. That's what we would say. I don't think I'm officially going to take this, but if you do like the Heat, I mean, folks, they're competitive. They are dogs, folks. You got to give them credit. Alrighty, next game up here, Rockets at the Spurs. 2 really bad teams. We are not even going to entertain this one. Staying away from it. Rockets +6.5, Spurs -6.5. No thank you either way. Then we get the Cavs at the Jazz. Cavs +5.5, Jazz -5.5 here. Ricky Rubio is the only one out for the Cavs because he's out for the season, so everybody else who is eligible to play for the Cavs is good to go. And then for the Jazz, Rudy Gobert out, Rudy Gay out, Joe Ingles game time decision. So a little bit of their depth is going to be tested here tonight with the Jazz. Cavs +5.5. Cavs always being competitive. Jared Allen going against no Rudy Gobert. Is that going to be really, really good for this Cavs team? Cavs +5.5, folks. Looking like there is some solid value tonight, folks. All right, let's keep it up here. Let's go over these last 2 games, and then we'll backtrack. We may beef this up to a 4-teamer tonight, folks. Let's finish off these last 2 games here. Nets at the Bulls. Nets +2, Bulls -2 here, and why the hell is that? Why is this? Here we go. James Harden a game time decision, LaMarcus Aldridge out, and Kyrie Irving a game time decision for the Nets. For the Bulls, we get Alex Caruso out, and he's been out. So Bulls -2, yeah, loving this. I know. The Bulls are on the back-to-back though. Is that even a back-to-back though? I'm not counting the Bulls being on the back-to-back. They're fresh, folks. DeMar DeRozan only played 26 minutes last night. Zach LaVine only played 29 minutes. Lonzo Ball only played 27 minutes. Vucevic only played 27 minutes. That's not really starting numbers. This game was over by the first quarter. The game was over by tip-off, folks. So I know we've got a rule of never betting the back-to-backs, but I'm not counting this a back-to-back. Bulls -2. Not buying into this Nets team at all, folks. Kyrie Irving, good to go, not good to go. James Harden, good to go, not good to go. Big 3 there, big 3 not there. I don't care. This Bulls team is elite, where the Nets really only have Kevin Durant. James Harden's solid, we all know. Kyrie Irving's very, very good, but he hasn't played, and now he's in a game time decision, and he's only played like 2 games this season. I'm taking the Bulls -2, folks. Love it. Then we get the Lakers at the Kings. This is a back-to-back series where LeBron had a 30-point triple-double and lost in their last meeting against them, which was a couple of weeks ago. So it's not an official back-to-back series. Okay. Alrighty. So Lakers -3.5, Kings +3.5 here. Lakers on the road. For the Lakers, LeBron's the game time decision, and Anthony Davis and Kendrick Nunn are out. For the Kings, Tristan Thompson's the game time decision. So we're going to stay away from this one. We don't bet the Lakers without Anthony Davis. We know LeBron's great, but, he's not able to, he is able to carry a squad of trash, but the other trash players need to get it going, and we know they don't. So we'll stay away from betting the Lakers here. So loving the Mavericks -2 and the Bulls -2 here. Cavs +5.5. 76ers minus 5.5 seeming good as well, but we're not going to push it here. Let's stick to great value and not kind of lose on good value. So the great value tonight is Mavericks minus 2, Bulls minus 2. That's great value. Good value is Heat plus 2.5, Cavs plus 5.5, and 76ers minus 5.5. So if you want to bet the good value with the great value, go ahead. If you just want to bet the great value, go ahead. And if you just want to bet the good value, go ahead. We're going to be betting the great value tonight. Mavericks minus 2, Bulls minus 2. Alrighty, that is all the NBA for today.